Hello, good morning. Please have a seat. Yeah, so my name is Danielle. We spoke on the phone when you called to arrange the appointment. Did you have trouble finding the place? No? Okay, good. That's nice. So, can I get you something to drink? Okay, I'll be right back. Just make yourself comfortable. There we go. So, would you like some cream or sugar with that? Okay. I'll get some sugar for you. Right there. 2. Okay. I always get lots of sugar myself. No cream? Okay. So, let me get my notes. So, first of all, I would just like to thank you for calling me to help you plan your wedding. Yes, it's a wonderful job helping people work towards one of the best days of their lives. So yes, once again, thank you so much for coming here. So first I'll tell you a little bit something about the way I like to work. Oh, I forgot to ask you, would you like some candy? These are these wonderful toffee caramel kind of candies, and I just absolutely love them. They're hard candies. Okay, well, I'll just leave them over here and you can grab some whenever you like. Okay, so I was about to tell you just a little something about the way we like to work here. So, well, while, like I said, your wedding is one of the most beautiful days of your life and definitely one of the most important days, it can also be very stressful sometimes, and especially when you are just worrying about all these crazy little details, and sometimes when you think about these things too much, you forget to enjoy your day and have fun and relax and just enjoy. So the philosophy that we work from here is that we want to do everything we can to avoid that and make sure that this is a day that you can just enjoy start to finish and not worry about all of these little things. So we accomplish this in part because obviously we're going to be worrying about all these little things for you, but another way that we try to minimize the stress is we try to step away from this tendency to focus on too many things at once, because, well, we have to be realistic about these things. and life is life, and if you want all of the little details to be exactly the way you want them to be, and you start focusing on this too much, well, when one of these little things ends up not going exactly the way that you planned, it can seem like this amazingly huge deal and almost put a cloud over the whole day, even though all of the other details are perfect. Sometimes just this one thing can kind of take the enjoyment out of your day, and we want to avoid that. So the way we do that is I'm going to ask you a very difficult question, give you a very difficult assignment, really. What I have here is a list of all of the details that are important in a wedding. So it's 2 pages, well, 1.5 page, 2 columns, and it is subcategorized. So an important category, a long one, is the formal attire. So this lists everything from your dress and shoes and accessories and garter and everything like that, but also the bridesmaids' dresses, the groom's outfit and the groomsmen, everything like that. So that's a long, important category. The others are important events, the ceremony, reception, things like that, stationery, gifts, all things like that. And what I'm going to ask you to do is look this over, and I'm going to ask you to choose 3 things. Your top 3 most important things that you want to focus on, that truly mean the most to you. And if one of these things wasn't perfect, that would really put a cloud over your day. So I will just slide this over to you right there. And if you could just have a look and think about the 3 things that you would like, because those are the 3 things that we are really going to focus on for you. This means that we will be spending the most money on them. The biggest part of the budget will go here, and we will be giving them the most attention. We'll be selecting these very carefully, making sure that these are completely tip-top in order, way ahead of time, so that these 3 main items you can just be sure of that they will be perfect. And these will allow you to direct your focus onto the most important things in your wedding and step away from all of these small, minute details that are very important. Don't get us wrong. We won't ignore them. We're going to spend a lot of attention on them as well. But we want to make sure that you're not stressing about the little things by making sure that what's most important to you, the important things are exactly the way you want them. So just look it over. Oh yeah, sure. Just get some candy while you're thinking. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, so you're pretty sure about the first two, but you're kind of torn between what you're going to select as the third. Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely. Well, what are you torn between? What are the options that you're thinking about? Oh, okay, so you don't know if venue is what you're considering as a third option. And the food, okay. And by food, do you mean the reception food, or are you thinking about the cake right now? Because, yeah, okay, yes, definitely. Well, I thought maybe the cake because I'm used to hearing that the cake is really important. But so you're thinking about the food, okay. How your family, food is very important, okay. Well, I'll tell you this, these three rules, they're just a guideline. So if you're really torn between these two things, it must mean that they're both very important to you. So we'll just focus on those four, okay? What do you say? So I'm going to go ahead and take note of that. Oh no, yeah, this is a checklist. I'm not going to check it off here quite yet. We're actually going to be using that as we do figure things out. So right here I will be taking down your name. Could you spell your last name for me? Right. Okay, so what had you decided on to put first on the list? The wedding gown. That's obviously a very popular one. Okay, so second. Aw, that's so sweet. So, the flower girl. Are you your godmother? Oh, okay. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, we'll make sure that your niece and your godchild get a very wonderful place in your wedding. And then on 3 and 4, we're going to put the venue and the food. Can you get an order between those two? It doesn't matter all that much, but it still helps direct our energies a little bit better. Right, okay, so venue first and food fourth. Great. So that's that. So what we're going to do for the rest of this appointment is just talk about some ideas. We're not going to make any very set decisions just yet, because you mentioned over the phone that your wedding was next year, March, right? Okay, so end of March. Wonderful spring wedding. So that means that you're here fairly well in time, so we don't have to immediately start making the important decisions just yet. We can just brainstorm a little bit today, mostly about these four main categories. Okay, wonderful, yes. So that's what we are going to do right now. So, okay, so let's start with number one on the list, the dress. Now, I asked you about this over the phone already because it obviously is such a common number one priority with brides, and you mentioned that you hadn't decided on something very definite yet, but you did want an element of lace in the gown, so you still want that, right? Wonderful. Because I went ahead and selected a few types of gowns that you might enjoy. So let's turn this over to you and just kind of go over them. So the first one is right here. This has a wonderful lacy top with a nice high boat neck and just this beautiful flower print. So I'm just gonna show them to you, and if something really makes you go, wow, I could see myself in that, then you just shout out, okay? Now this is fairly similar in the top, a nice high boat neck with wonderful lace details here, but the rest of the dress is a very different style than the previous one. So, do you have any ideas in terms of whether or not you want a long train or something that flows out wide, or you would like a more slim fit, like this, for example? So this has no separate transparent lace, but the whole of the gown has a beautiful lace detail, and the silhouette is amazing. And this wonderful detail trim in the waist is very interesting as well. Okay, so this is something you could see yourself wearing? Yes, it's wonderful. So I'll leave that tab in there. So we're just gonna look for a few selections, and then I can contact the vendors and see if we can arrange a fitting for you. So right now, don't focus too much on price. I'm sure that the type of silhouette and gown you select, that we can find similar versions in several price ranges, so try not to think about that just yet. We're just feeling around and trying to select what you can see yourself in. So this next one, yes, that speech came before this one because this is definitely one of the more expensive brands. So this is a beautiful gown, again with a wonderful detail in the waist. It's always nice to emphasize that slim area of your body. So a nice strapless, but with these wonderful 2 layers in the bottom. No, not your feet. Okay. Yes, 2 is not for everyone. Okay. So here we have a different type of lace top, which is almost like a halter, but it just has such a wonderful, intricate finish. And the rest of the gown is similar to the one that you previously told me that you definitely liked. So maybe, no? Oh, you think that your shoulders might be a little bit too wide in this? Well, looking at you right now, I really don't think that that's something you need to worry about, but of course, it is not something that you want popping in your head when you look into the mirror before you walk out. So here, on these 2 pages, as you can see, there are many different gowns, all with lace details, because transparent elements on gowns are very in right now. So you are right on trend currently. So there are several for you to look at. Yes, that is a very beautiful gown. Again, with a similar silhouette as the one that you previously selected. I think we're kind of beginning to form a picture of the type of shape that you were looking for. So I'm just going to leave the tag in here because many of these gowns have elements that you like, especially this one over here. And I can definitely look into fitting some of those. Now, on this page, again, many dresses, but this one right here is the one that I thought would be suitable. Yes, that high boat neck is definitely a returning element in these lacy gowns. Again, a similar silhouette to that one, but the bottom starts to flare a little bit before the ones in the previous dresses you liked. So it doesn't really show off as much hip as the others, but what do you think? No? Okay, no problem. Okay, now this dress, obviously I didn't get a sense of the silhouette when I was selecting this, so maybe you won't like it, but when I saw it, I just about fell in love with it. This just has wonderful lace details, kind of stepping away from the boat neck top or the strapless gown with these wonderful sleeves. What do you think? Yes, wonderful. I would love to see you in this, so we can always try. This is the same brand as the first one I showed you, the same designer. And again, a little bit of a different top, and I do love this one as well. You do? Oh, but not as much as the others you've seen. Well, I would say I'm just going to leave the tag in here because you really do have to see these dresses on. So, keeping as much of our options open of the dresses that you do kind of like, and when you put it on, you might just completely fall in love with it. So, this, now knowing more about what you're looking for, might just be perfect. Look. It is kind of combining all of the favorite elements in previous dresses you saw. We have the wonderful boat neck, but more of a sleeve as well. Then that beautiful silhouette that you seem to prefer, and a detail in the waist. Perfect, yes. I know. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because this really just brings together everything, I will just mark this tag so that I know that I really need to make sure that you can get that exact dress for a fitting. And incidentally, that was the final dress that I had up till now selected for you. So it appears that I saved the best for last. Oh yeah, have a closer look. Oh, I can just see your eyes. They are lighting up. Oh yeah, can you tell these sleeves? They're not full sleeves. They have an opening right here. And then they close back up on the elbow. It's very interesting. And the lace is so intricate. Beautiful. This is an English vendor, but we have very good contacts with them. So probably the second you leave it in here, I will be on the phone with these guys. I want to see you in that dress. Wonderful. Okay, so I have a pretty good idea of what you want. I will be looking at more dresses in the same vein and just get on the phone with the vendors and try to arrange a fitting. We're going to organize it in one place as much as possible. There is a lot of traffic of these dresses in the neighboring countries here, so if we get lucky we can get a couple of your favorites in the same place and try those on and kind of go from there, right? So I need to kind of look at the time because I do have a next appointment, but what do you say that we'll look at something for the flower girl, because that is your second most important choice. Okay, so I did not predict this, so I did get a wonderful little booklet with the latest trends in fashion for the children in the wedding, but I didn't get a chance to look through it yet, so why don't we just do that together? Okay? So, funny little dress on the cover with these little flowers all over. Have you decided on colors for the wedding yet? Because these children fashions, they can be very colorful. You were thinking of keeping it all really light and pastel colored? Okay, wonderful. Oh, look at these 3 little dresses. These are wonderful pastel colors, right? Blue, pink, and a yellow. I know, lovely. So, how old is your niece? Oh, that's so cute. She'll have a wonderful day. She'll probably think that it's all about her. Oh, wonderful, yes. Yeah, in the children's fashion we get a lot of darker colors, like deep reds and deep blues. So just stop me when you see anything like, okay. And so she will be throwing flowers. It's so great. And have you told her about it yet? Oh. Oh wow, you're right. This is a beautiful dress. It's wonderful blue and pink. The little purse. Yeah? Well, I see a little bit of a twinkle in your eye again. Okay, let me get one of my tags and put it in here, okay? I'm gonna just keep looking. Oh, you do like that one. And do you like the color as well, or just the type of dress? Well, you could always see if they have it in a lighter yellow, more of a pastel tone. Yes? Okay, wonderful. I'll inquire about that. And that about does it. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. For our next appointment, I will make sure that I have a lot more information on children's fashion. So right now, I'm just going to get down some important notes about the things that you said here today, about your gown. The following step will be getting to work on those dresses, okay? And that reminds me, I picked out a few shoes as well, because I was just going through some of these things, and wait, I'll show you this one last. I absolutely fell in love with them. I think you're gonna love them. But also these right here. Yes, apparently sneakers is also a possibility. And then these as well. Both shoes with a lovely lace detail, but what really caught my eye were these amazing peep toe shoes with the lace detail. Right? I know. And can you imagine them with that one dress? Okay, great. Well, I know where they have these, so I just need your size, and I'll take them along when we go on the fitting. Okay. So, what I'm gonna do, get in touch with the vendors of the dresses. Yes, I'm gonna have my assistant take your measurements when you go out, so that we have a perfect idea of that, and I can select the exact size for you. Okay. Yeah, and the next two items on the list, the venue and food. Could you give me a couple of brief notes of what you're thinking so that I can prepare for our next meeting and have selections for you? So for venue, okay, so you want the option of doing the ceremony outside. Okay, so I'll think about that. Great. Yeah, no, a couple of ideas are coming to mind already. Super. And food. Your family is so particular about food. What do they like? A buffet, yeah. Yes, definitely. and to be included. And how many people are you thinking of getting for the wedding? Right, because I need to know that both for the venue and for the food, because I do know some caterers that don't cater to too large parties because they want to keep their food extremely well, perfect and with a personal touch. Yeah, when you start catering to these real masses, it can kind of start getting the feeling of some sort of mess that you're catering to. Okay, so I can start figuring out our 4 priorities, and we'll set up our next meeting when I know a little bit more about the gowns. It could be that it is easier for me to plan a meeting to go see some venues first, but I will be in touch about that. Does that sound okay? Okay, wonderful. So you have my number. If there's anything that you would like to let me know, just go right ahead and call. Okay. So my assistant will get your measurements right in the next room, and I will be in touch as soon as I know more. Okay, wonderful. Thank you for coming over today. Again, thank you so much for selecting us, and I will make sure that you have a wonderful, relaxing day with as little to worry about as possible. That's great. Okay, well, nice to see you, and I will be in touch soon. Wonderful.